This is my new and updated sim racing setup, a dedicated room for video creation, streaming and racing, both on console and PC. Over the past 3 years of sim racing full time, I've learned loads about what kit is great and what isn't so great. So I'm going to give you a full in-depth tour of my setup for 2025. Now, before we get into the rig itself, we've got to cover all of the foundational kit that supports this and makes everything work. Right, so the first part of the room that we get greeted with as soon as we come in is my desk area. So the desk itself, let's start with that. It's a L-shaped desk from IKEA, and I quite liked it because it fits in the corner nicely. It's like an efficient use of space, and as you can see, I can get plenty on it. And if we go underneath it, excuse the wires and all this sort of stuff. That's going to be a running theme throughout this tour, wires. What we have is kind of like the heartbeat of everything and every streamer, content creator really, and that is our internet. So in between all these wires is my internet box. We have got business broadband, so FTTP, and that is 200 megabytes up and 200 megabytes down. It will go up to I think it goes up to a gigabyte, but that's all I need right now. And then if I come right in here, this is my router with all the internet cables and Ethernet cables running from it, so I can hardwire into everything. And actually, while I'm down here, I forgot this was here. This stuff is great. This is basically a whiteboard, but it's like cling film. So you can peel it out here and stick it on the wall. It's absolutely fantastic. So that's underneath the desk. If we come up right to the top of the desk, we have got our aircon, another critical part here because it gets boiling in this room, and the remote for which is right here, so I can turn it on. I normally have it set at 20 degrees just to keep myself and all the equipment in here nice and toasty. But let's turn that off. Well, not nice and toasty actually, so it doesn't get too toasty and things like my camera and that start defecating the boudoir. In here we've got the Wheel of Misfortune, a quality item. So you flick that and we can do things like choosing the cars that we have and choosing the regions we go to and that sort of stuff, just like a cheapo thing off Amazon. We've then got our MacBook Air here. So this is something I use for editing. It's the 2020 MacBook Air. And it's got like the mouse here right next to it that, to be honest, I never actually use. But yeah, it's something that I use for editing on the go if I'm on holiday or if I'm away or anything like that. Really, really good. I bought it because specifically it was great for editing, and it has been just that. Moving here to the wheels. So we've got the Ferrari 488 GT3 wheel. We've got the Hypercar wheel here, the brand new one from Thrustmaster. And we've got the Ferrari SF1000 Formula One replica. So yeah, really, really nice wheels here. My T598 is on the rig, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, they are all the wheels that we have at our disposal. What I've got here is just a kind of bog standard BenQ monitor. I've got it so it can go on the PC and it can go on my MacBook. So you can kind of do both there depending on what cables you plug into it. But I do want to show you this. This is my little box of stuff. So basically I've got a cup here with every Allen key you can imagine. To the right, or to the left, sorry, is my little notebook there. But this thing is fantastic. It's basically a gyroscopic screwdriver. So if I press it here, if I twist it, it goes one way. If I twist the other way, it'll undo it. It's absolutely fantastic. So let me do it actually properly. That way, undo. That way, do up. It's brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Quite expensive, but well worth the investment there. And what else have I got here? I've got your sort of bog standard keyboard and mouse. The main thing for me is that they are wired because I hate like changing batteries and having things that, you know, interfere with one another. When you've got so much stuff in this room, it just everything just interferes. It's on a really, really cool, nice, comfortable and quite dirty, well used GT Omega ginormous mouse mat or desk mat. This is on a little swivel arm. Again, we'll show you why that's important. I've just knocked that over. So we'll pop that back up. Yes, lovely. And then finally, in this little desk area, we've got ourselves our microphone and our boom arm. So it's kind of stuck onto here. All important coffee mug as well, personalised. I'll put a link to everything in the description down below. And then actually, finally, what I do have is my custom GT Omega office chair. This is seriously cool. One of one. Fantastic. So yeah, that is my sort of desk setup. One of 3 areas of this room. I think I've covered everything. Next, we're going to go to what's behind the rig, because there is lots and lots going on there. Next up, we're going to have a look behind the rig. So some of you may be familiar with this, but if we go down here, you won't have actually seen exactly what is in this. Now, this is another IKEA special. This is a Kallax unit, 8 bay or 8 cubby hole Kallax unit. It's basically got a load of different stuff in it. Let me take you through all of this stuff now. If we go from left to right in the top row, we've got my GT collection. So I have every single Gran Turismo in there, and I've got an empty box. I will find something to put in there, no doubt. And then moving across, we've got the PSVR 2, and we have another empty box, but we've got our PS5 Pro controller and our PS3 controller, which I will show you guys in a minute. Coming over to the next one, and I'm having to lean around the rig here, we have got basically all my wires. We've got loads and loads of wires in there, and you've got 2 capture cards on there. You've got one, which is my normal one, which I use for my PS5 Pro, and then I've got one that I have to use for the PS3. Again, we'll show you all of that in a moment. And then the final one in this top row, if you can see between the dangling cables from the 2 PlayStations above, I have got my camera sort of pieces. Some of you may recognise the old camera in there. I've got some DJI mobile stuff, and also I normally keep what I'm holding to film this in here, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket, a fantastic piece of kit. Then we're going to move down to the bottom row. I'm going to have to get right in here. So next up is our NAS drive. So basically what this is like a home server. So I record everything to this. It's got 16 terabytes on it, and it's absolutely brilliant. A complete game changer, so you don't clog up your PC. In here, we've got another empty box. I should move things to the boxes. And on top of that, I've got a PlayStation Portable, which is something I use to get thumbnails and things while I'm out and about. So that combined with my MacBook Air is absolutely brilliant. Penultimate one now is basically, this is where all my rig spares are. So I've got loads and loads of bolts and things in there. Pieces of aluminium extrusion, feet basically for rigs, all sorts of stuff is in there. And then finally, I've got my microphones, and I've also got a couple of mementos. My Ferrari HP Esports cue card, and underneath that is an ESL R1 cue card. So that's what we've got there. That is what is in the Kallax there, so plenty of stuff in there. And on top of it, we have got plenty more and stuff that you would have seen. So on top of it, we have our beast of a PC, again personalised, or has a sticker on it. Our PC Specialist PC, all the specs to this are in the description down below, so I won't get into it. All you need to know is that thing there is an absolute monster. It's so big, the sag bracket is sagging. Some serious power there, and fantastic for streaming, editing. Absolutely brilliant, got me completely covered. Moving on here, we've got, of course, the play button. So if we go in here, here's the camera I've been using. Hi everybody. This, I think, hopefully you can see it, presented to Rory Alexander for passing 100,000 subscribers. So basically, that's thanks to you guys. So thank you for that. And quickly, we're making great progress towards our goal of 200,000 subscribers. But YouTube tells me 57% of you aren't subscribed. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. And with that being said, let's get back to the tour. We've got our coffee cup. We've got another personalised coffee coaster there. And then moving on, we've got two PlayStations, both Ethernet cabled in. I alternate the cables. It's currently in the PS5. But we've got the PS3. This is the full fat 60 gig Wi-Fi version, which allows us to basically be cross-compatible. That allows me to play these games down here. All of them, the ones from the PS1, the PS2 and the PS3. We can play them all. And that combined with the PS5 Pro that sits behind it, I can play every single Gran Turismo. So it's really, really powerful for me personally. As a content creator, it gives me the ability to do absolutely everything. So yeah, that is what sits behind the rig. We've got quite a lot going on here. Quite a lot squeezed into a little room. As you can see, here's another bit. I've even got the antibacterial out there so that we can see what's going on. But yeah, here for perspective is what it looks like. And now we can move on to looking at the rig. Okay, so it's now time to have a look at the rig itself. And we're going to start with the thing that I spent the most time in, the seat. So this is a GT Omega Prime rig here, full aluminium. And we have another custom piece here. This is the RS12 seat, which goes with our office chair, which is quite a nice touch. But the most important thing about this is these two things down here. This is the everlasting comfort, and this is the supporty back here. So when these go together, so this is a comfy chair, right? Comfy enough with what looks like some crumbs in it. Boys are probably going on here eating oat bars, etc. But once I put them in like this, one there and one there, I could literally sit in this thing for hours. And I have done before. I've done 28 hours straight here, just sat in there with no issues whatsoever. So let's actually get into it here. Oh, nice and comfy. And this is the view that I get. Hello, everyone. So you can see everything this side. You can see everything that side as well. And straight in front of us is our Thrustmaster T598 wheel and base. There it is. We've got our headphones here, our Sony XM4s. I just hang them basically on the, hang on a minute. I basically just hang them on the wheel base there. What I've got here is quite nice. Some lanyards. So I've got all sorts here. So I've got Brands Hatch, I've got Spa, I've got some ESLR1 stuff. I've also got some Gran Turismo ones in here, which are always nice. It's so nice to just have a little memento of all these things that I'm very, very lucky to do. So here you go, here's a Gran Turismo one. Oh, this is the latest one actually. World Finals Amsterdam, which is always so nice. You've got to remember, or try to remember, where you've come in, or the journey that you're on. Just going back to the wheel here, all I've connected it on is this. Can you see these? This is the wheel deck GT Omega Prime here, and I've just put it with the desk attachments here. It's absolutely fine. I've been using it on basically a commercial basis, as you've seen, and it has been rock solid so far. So this is my view here, the lanyards, the wheel, and then I've got the big boy Stream Deck here. Again, I will show you exactly how this looks with everything on. It's off at the moment, but I'll show you everything on so you guys can see how I set up my stream, how I set things up when I am creating content. So you can just see how I do it. I'm sure it's not the best way, but it is what it is. Down here, we've got our pedal cam. So this is just a Logitech webcam here, a G923, I want to say. And that looks down at our pedals, our Thrustmaster pedals, which are just locked in there to our pedal plate. We've got a single monitor mount here, so it is actually movable. So you can see it's not actually connected one side, the other side. I like that because then you can move things out. And when you've got such a big TV like you've got here, so we've got the 48-inch LG. Again, links to everything are in the description down below. You know, you want to have maneuverability, especially when you've got such little space like I have here. Because this used to be the box room for our children, Freddie and Max's nursery this was. And now I've taken it over into my little stream room or content creation room. So that is the rig itself. Up there you've got an Elgato key light, keeps me nice and bright so you can see what's going on. Then I have the Elgato prompter, which is pretty cool. You'll see this in action in a moment. Behind that is plugged in the camera, so that goes through there. And then I have my kind of smaller screen here. You'll see where I've got chat and stuff, but also it keeps everything from falling down, which is nice. It's all connected down here by essentially a sort of swivelly arm and some Elgato bits and bobs here. But yeah, this is everything. This is the rig. This is what I sit in, and this is what I see. I guess there's only one thing to do now, and that's to turn it all on and show you how everything looks. And just like that, this is how everything looks when we're up and running. And I'm going to talk you through everything because there's a few different nuances here. First of all, the aircon is on and blowing away. There you go. Let me grab you the remote. So we are at a cool 20 degrees here, which is really, really important because I've got so much stuff on. As you can see, it gets seriously, seriously hot. So, of course, I've got the PlayStation over there on. Got the big screen on here. And that is running through this PC, which is now up and running and processing everything for the stream. We've got the wheel here. We've got us in our... There we go. Hi, everyone. This is how it looks for me. I would normally have, well, the light's on there so that you can see me properly in here. I would normally have live chat here, so it's sort of like split in half. I have live chat this side, and then I can basically have anything this side because that second screen, which is on a swivel, is now swiveled to the right, and you've got everything here that I can see, or that you guys are going to see through the stream. I've got my sub count here, which then drives that little counter up there. And we've got the control panel here. Actually, one thing I haven't mentioned is our microphone. So this is a Shure SM7B, and it's on an Elgato arm, which is just on the edge of the desk. And this is important. Let me just show you here. I'll get out. So the reason I have this like this, you can see it from above here, I can talk as if I'm streaming right here, but if I'm actually working and doing voiceovers or whatever, I can spin this round and I can have it here and do voiceovers. So that is why I have it the way I do. But let's put it back here for now because we're showing you what I am currently, or what I do when I stream. This is a really, really important piece of equipment. This is the, as I mentioned earlier, Stream Deck XL. So it's got all the buttons. And let me just talk you through them. So I've got my splash, which will then put you, this is what you see beforehand. Then I've got every single scene. So I'll go intro. You can hear it coming out the microphone, out of the earphones there. We've got me. This is where you see that. There you go. You can see it there. And if I was to press GT7ND, stands for not driving. So that's my non-driving scene. We've got a driving scene, which is what you always see. Then you've got the outro there. So if I put it on driving for now, you can see that we're on the driving scene. But also I can control everything here. So I can, if it's illuminated, it means the sound's on. So I've got my microphone, that's on. Now it's off. Game on and off, so you can hear the game. Now you can't. And then my PlayStation here. Press record, if I want to record everything. So you'll see me press the record button every single time. And then this button is the best button here. This one is a button I press and it turns everything on and it moves absolutely everything into the exact position that I want it to be in. But yeah, guys, that is how everything looks from my point of view. I think I've covered absolutely everything. As I said in the intro, a little bit embarrassed. It's not like a big studio. I was a little bit reluctant to show you guys, but I owe you the transparency. This is how we do what we do. Thanks for watching in 2024, guys. On to a massive 2025. You should go back and watch this, my biggest video ever, the 28-hour monster race from the Nürburgring Nordschleife. See you guys in the next one.